Uncut, unedited. Come on in, come on in, come on in. We got some guests tonight. We want to talk about the black contract for Chicago. We got the guests coming in tonight, and they're gonna tell us what's going on and what we need to demand. People, we gotta stop being passive. We gotta stop being passive. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We gotta stop being passive, people. We have to be. Stop being passive. This is live. Come on in. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Yeah. All right. We got some callers coming on in, and we gonna do this thing. And there's a lot going on, people. There's a lot going on here in the city of Chicago. Hey, Mika Jefferson. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing? I got a caller. All right. Mm-hmm. All right.
Hello?
Hey, caller. I ain't ready for who is this? This Erica?
Sister Doris?
Sister, hey,
Sorry, this
Sister
is Doris Martin.
Hey, Sister Doris. Listen.
How you doing, brother?
Good, good. We're gonna knock him out the park tonight. Well, you're gonna knock him out the park tonight. I already know. I'm waiting on Sister Erica to call too. So just before I introduce you, I'm gonna introduce you guys, and you can Sister Erica calling now. I want you guys, I'm gonna let y'all have the flow. If y'all want to take some some questions, it's cool with me. And just do your thing. Just say what you have to say. And I don't know exactly what you guys want to say. Go ahead. Good. Go ahead, sister.
Yeah, we'll take some questions.
Okay, cool. Sister Erica, she should be coming in now, and I see her phone. Sister Erica, is that you in? Sister Erica?
Yes, sir.
All right. All right.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. There ain't no static here, sister. Not at all.
Okay.
This the real deal, Holyfield.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Crisp and clear.
What I did was I titled it Black Contract for Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you guys want to talk about, I'm going to introduce you guys to my audience. And I want them to come in and, just get to talking because a few more people are going to come in. We got like 57 people on now. So we normally get up to about 100. So
okay.
And we can talk and
okay, Sister Doris, you on?
Yeah, she on.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, she does. She
okay. All right then.
So we ready. So my audience, I'm waiting more y'all come on in. We going live. People come on in. I got two special guests tonight. And we're going to talk, and I want you guys to and what we're talking about, ladies, we're talking about Chicago politics, or what are we talking about? And the school?
We're talking about Chicago 2023.
Okay.
Contract with Black Chicago 2023.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Well, we're going to get started. We got 50-some people on here now, and we'll get started. You might have to repeat yourself because there's going to be more people coming in. I see my partner, Vera Giles Norris. I see your partner. All right. We're going to get started, people. So who's going to go first? You, Sister Erica, or who's going first to bring us in?
Okay, I can start.
Oh, which one? Any one of y'all? Don't make me no difference.
Go ahead, Sister Erica.
Sister Doris.
Okay, my name is Doris Lewis. I'm a community activist, a retired counselor, and Chicago Public School teacher. So now that I've retired, I can devote all of my time to my activism and just doing things that I think we need to do to empower the Black community. And since we're talking about Chicago, we just came up with a contract for Black Chicago 2023. And the reason we came up with this contract is because every election year that I can remember being here in Chicago, we have never given these elected officials an agenda or a contract. And that's what we did this past Saturday. We really had a full house. We had over 100 and some people, which is the seating capacity, and it might have been more than that.
Mm-hmm.
And we had two of the mayoral candidates, Alderman Sophia King, and Alderman until her position is replaced with her by someone else, and Alderman Roderick Sawyer. Both of these people are running for mayor for the city of Chicago, and so we decided that we would have this a forum and invite mayoral candidates. We had 4 to confirm, and 2. Paul Vallis was one of the mayoral candidates. He backed out 15 minutes before we were supposed to start. Jamal Green, he had confirmed. He did not show up. We sent invitations to all of the candidates: Jamal, Sawyer, King, Vallis, Chuy Garcia, Brandon Johnson, and even Cam Buckner and the mayor of the city of Chicago. So altogether, only 2 showed up. It was a very interesting forum because, as I said, this was the first time in the city of Chicago, to my knowledge, and I've been to a lot of political events, rallies, or forums, or whatever you want to call them, and we never give these people an agenda. So what we did, this contract focused on 11 or 12 governmental agencies. And I did the research, and what the research showed was that Black Chicagoans are underrepresented grossly. And so the contract was pertaining to, say, for example, if the Chicago public school system, which is a $9.3 billion budget. And so what we were saying to them and what we want from them is that and they were supposed to sign off on this contract. Well, Sawyer did. I'm still waiting for Alderman King's signature. And we asked them to sign this contract. And that's the only way they can get our vote. They have to sign for it. So as I was saying about the Chicago Public Schools budget is $9.3 billion. The Chicago Public School teachers only make up 21% of the teaching force. Now, at one time, it was up to 45% Black teachers. But when Rahm Emanuel came in and he closed a lot of the schools in the Black community. And in those schools on the south and west side of Chicago, you had senior veteran teachers. So, and as a result of that, the last contract that the teachers signed, and I don't know if all of them really realized it. When Karen Lewis went to renegotiate another contract during her tenure, well, seniority was taken out of that contract. So that meant when Rahm Emanuel came in and he decided to close all of these schools, so-called underperforming schools in the Black community, a lot of the veteran teachers lost their jobs. So what we're asking for, and for each of these departments, as I just said, Black teachers only make up 21% of the population, but the Black population in Chicago is 30%. So we're demanding of them that you raise, say, for example, the 21% teachers, but not only just teachers, but the social workers, the psychologists, nurses, OT, and PT. We want those numbers to come up to 30%, because the Black students make up 35, almost 36% of this system. And white teachers, this system is overwhelmingly white teacher, mostly female, and but white students only make up about 10 or 13% of the population. So you can see how unequal that is. And the reason we focused on these different agencies is because every one of these agencies, every one of them is funded by tax dollars. And Black people pay hefty taxes here in Chicago. So again, this is taxation without representation, and that's what we're asking the Chicago Police Department, the Fire Department, Department of Housing, Transportation, Aviation, Procurement, all of these departments. The Chicago Police Department, Black policemen only make up 12%. The fire department is 75% white. Blacks only make up about 12%. And yet the black white population in Chicago is 30%. 33%. So just say if all of these departments came up to 30% black employees, that could cut down a lot on the unemployment in the black community in Chicago. And every study you read says that unemployment is related to crime. So if the mayor of the city of Chicago were to do what he or she should do, then that would cut down on a lot of the things that are going on in the black community. But before I go any further, I just want to thank the people who were involved. Sister Erica, Dr. Frazier, Sister Victoria, Dava did a lot in terms of promoting the event. And I think the event was successful because our goal was to show our people, do not let these people come before you without you giving them some demands. And then one other thing that we stressed, before we started the questioning, we said to them, we don't want to hear about minority. We don't want to hear about people of color. We want to hear about immigration. We don't want to hear about Hispanics because it is not about us. It's not about us. And when these politicians come before us, that's what they do. They want to talk about everybody but black people. And it's very uncomfortable for them because you can tell when they get very, very nervous. But when they go to the white community, they're not saying whites and black. When they go to the Hispanic community, they're not saying Hispanics and blacks. When they go to the Asian or whatever community they go to, they speak specifically and they address the needs of that community. And so this is the narrative that we're trying to change in Chicago. And hopefully, and we got about 5,000 hits on Twitter, maybe more now. I mean, people were loving what we were doing. So we're going to change the narrative. Do not come before us and talk about everybody else but us. You stick to our issues, and that's how the format was set up. They were forced to stick to the issues regarding black people, and so the people who were there, they could really get a chance to understand what's going on, because we don't know, most people don't know what the budget of the Chicago public school system and the Chicago Police Department, $1.7 billion, and we don't connect those dots. This $1.7 billion, black taxpayers are paying for it, but yet we are not being hired. So that is the narrative that we're pushing and going forward. You don't support our issues, you don't get our vote. But we have got to give them an agenda, a contract, and force them to do it, because most black politicians around this country, and particularly in this system, have sold us out. We have 18 black aldermen, but if you look at the south and the west side of Chicago, you can't help. Well, what the hell have they been doing down there? Well, they certainly haven't been representing us because we don't see it in the community. So that's basically what this forum was all about, and I think we accomplished our goal.
Yes, let me say something to that too. I videoed that, and I like the way you guys put that together, because you didn't allow the mayoral candidates to tap dance around the questions. You got to be straight, direct. If the LGBTQ community can come and demand what they want, why can't the black community, the black race, demand what we want? If you want our vote,
Absolutely.
And I'm so tired of voting for people and don't get nothing in return. Yes, I'm looking for something in return. I don't want to just vote just to be voting.
We're supposed to get something in return. That's the whole purpose of voting, so they can represent us, but they won't do it unless we force them to do it. They will not do it.
And listen, I love that forum. I love it. I loved it because you guys did right. You was fair. You invited everybody. Those that didn't show up, shame on them. Shame on them. And listen, people, we're not going to continue allow politicians, and some of us have friends as politicians, and we love them, but we're not going to support them if they're not supporting the black cause. That's period. That's for me or any one of them. I got a couple of buddies in this race that I love dear, but if they're not supporting what black people need and want, I'm not going to support them at all. Period. That's just me. That's how I had to say it out there.
And Martin, what we're doing, we're asking people, I sent this contract, I shared it with a lot of people, and we're asking the people, you can present this same contract to your alderman. Mm-hmm. The same one, you can use it for any category of politics if they're coming to you, coming to us, asking for our vote. And I'm just sick of them. They're disrespectful. They're disrespectful when they come before us. You know, they dance all around everything, and the immigrants. Oh no, we're not immigrants. We are descendants of enslaved African people who built this country. This country is wealthy because of 240 years of free labor by our people, 90 years of Reconstruction, 40 years of Jim Crow up until now. We open the door for every immigrant who's in this country now. We are not immigrants. We are foundational Black Americans, and we are determined to turn this narrative around. You will not get our vote unless you address our issues, and we see a difference. We have to see a difference, and we can do it. We can do it. We just got to change the narrative and be more focused.
Let me say something too, sister. Too, this is what we normally hear. I'm 54 years old. I've been voting since I was 18. I'm not just the mayor or the president of the black people. I'm the politician for everybody. That's all what they say. They use it. Exactly. I don't want to hear that anymore.
Exactly, Brother Martin.
I don't want to hear that no more.
Exactly.
What are we getting out of it? And like you said, dear sister, at the forum, can't nobody be elected unless they come through black people. That's it. Point blank.
Not do it. They can't.
They can't do it.
We're Brother Martin.
Yeah.
Percent of the population, Hispanics about 28%, the whites about 33%. It's statistically impossible for them to win without our vote. And that's why we've got to be very shrewd. We've got to make some demands. We've got to say, no, this is what we have on the table. This contract here, this is what you will address. We're not asking anymore. We're telling people what we want. And if you can't do it, then you don't get our vote.
That's simple as that. And I'm with that. But we got callers coming in. They coming in. Y'all lighting the board up. But hold up, callers. Just before you guys say anything, you can listen. Any caller that's on this panel tonight, I want you to be direct with the question. Don't give us no long story. Ask your question, and both of my sisters, they will answer the best of their ability. So I don't want to hear no long drawn story and all that. So this is strictly about black people. That's all.
Can I say something?
Go ahead, Sister Erica. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to add to what Sister Doris said. This was not a regular forum at all. You see how you check out the rest of the forums that's going on, and all the candidates they're mud slinging and calling names and spilling the beans on this and that, and getting away from what should be spoke about, which is what are you going to do for the people of Chicago? So we made sure to give them, the rules of this forum and ask them to respect it. And I applaud Mr. Sawyer and Ms. King for respecting our rules. And this was historic. It really was. Yes, it was very disciplined, and a lot of people, they wanted us to speak about multiple topics, but we told everyone in there, this forum is centered around this contract specifically. And people couldn't understand that, but the reason for that is once we get our presence in these departments, then we're able to change what's going on in Chicago. See, if we have in the housing department, and you and Martin, you know, because we was down there at that meeting, and you see what they did down there to Dearborn Homes.
Yes.
You know, they with that school over there, they trying to build for the Asian community and the white community, right? If our presence, I mean, some real Black people was in those departments, in the housing departments, in the public school headquarters, and this pedophilia stuff wouldn't be in the schools right now. You see, they wouldn't be down there having to march and protest to get what they need in Dearborn Homes. The homeless wouldn't be sitting on side, you know, in tent cities on the side of Roosevelt Road on the expressway under the viaducts. If we had some real Black people in there, you know, if 30%, if those positions and those departments were real Black people that think like us, of course, you know, we wouldn't have these struggles. And that is why that contract is so very important. Now, I want to tell you something about Mr. Vallis. Mr. Vallis was the first one to receive an invitation, and he was the first one to confirm. He called my phone, literally, one of his campaign managers called my phone like 15 minutes before the forum and stated that he would not be able to make it because he had some type of emergency. But he said that he wanted to meet with us in a private setting at a later time.
Nope.
And I told him absolutely not. Because, see, you know, I know what they're doing. See, they're around here paying people off, you know, to swing votes their way. They making all types of backdoor deal, under the table deals. But as Sister Doris said, we are not no backroom, backdoor whores, and you're not going to treat us that way. If you want to speak to us, you're going to speak to us in public in front of our people. And as for our brother Jamal Green, I went to Jamal's office personally, you know, because I kind of like some things that he was saying. I went over there personally. Jamal was there. I spoke to him. I spoke to his campaign manager, Asa, and both of them told me that they would be there. And they also confirmed. Asa actually said, oh, yeah, we'll be there early. But see, when somebody looked me in my face and lied to me, how can I trust you to be in the mayor's office? And then if Mr. Vallis, if he can't, you know, if you couldn't find a way to get around whatever emergency you got going, what are you going to do when you get in the mayor's office? You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, and Mr. Wilson, we went the extra mile to reach out to him. We never heard anything back. But as Sister Doris said, everyone received the invitation. I think Brandon Johnson, he outright just refused because I guess he's so sure himself. But, you know, but the whole thing is, as Sister Doris said, you cannot win this race without the Black vote. We are asking our people not to vote early and do not vote by mail. The election is not until February the 28th. We have to come together and decide as a community, as a people, who would best address our needs. This is not no decision between me and Sister Doris or, you know, the people that were involved in the forum. No, this is all of our decision. And we're going to make moves to, you know, and we're going to get it all together by February 28th before then. But we're going to decide as a community who would best represent us.
That's right. I agree.
And you know what, Mark?
Can I say something?
Yeah. Okay.
This is for our children.
Right.
This is for our young people. I don't want these young people to do what we as elders have been doing. I want young people to claim this city. It is yours. To claim America, it is yours. Your ancestors died and sweat and worked on these plantations 240 years. You got to think like you are powerful because you are powerful. Stop walking around here thinking that you owe these people something. They owe us. Demand it, claim it.
Can I say something?
Yeah, okay, I got a guess. Okay, where you calling from, guess? 313. Go ahead.
I'm calling from Detroit.
Okay, what do you want to say?
From Detroit. Oh, I just want to, I appreciate what you ladies are doing, but let me just invite, our ancestors would never want us voting for democracy. We are the republic that was overthrown. This is why we're still having these issues today. We're not a party of the democracy. We're Republicans. That's all I want to say. You know, the schools are corporations. They mean us no good. They mean our children no good. If we don't get into the mind state of a republic, our children, the younger generations are going to suffer just like the older generation and how we're suffering currently today. So it's not going to change.
You know what, sister? You pay taxes. You pay taxes. We pay taxes all over this country. I just said to you, Chicago Public Schools budget is $9.3 billion. These are our tax dollars. These are our schools, and we have to start demanding what we deserve for our children. I mean, you're living, these people make laws. They pass policies that affect us negatively or positively. These are people who make laws every day. And because of that, I am committed to making sure that we try to get the best person in there that's going to represent the interests of Black people. We've got to stop talking that way. No. You're not coming from a position of power. You're not coming from a position of power.
Let me just say,
May I give a rebuttal as well?
And I'll go behind you. You can go ahead. Go ahead, sister.
Go ahead, Erica. Did you want to say?
No, I just wanted to state to you that what you're saying is correct, right? But nothing in this system will ever honestly work for us, okay? I am honestly a fan of separation. If anyone that knows me will tell you that I'm a fan of separation, but there's steps that you have to take to get to where you want to be. And see, right now we have to stop our people from voting just to vote. We won't be doing that no more. And it's too many of our people that still vote. So, I mean, yeah, everything you're saying is the truth, but guess what? Republican democracy, none of it. Democracy means rule of the devil. That's what democracy means. So I mean that it don't apply nowhere across the board, sister. When we get to a point where we're really unified and that's what we're working on, the goal is to separate and build our own nation, rule over ourselves. We don't want nobody to be our overseer or ruling over us. No democracy, no republic, none of that. So, you know what I mean? I understand where you're coming from, but we're looking for independence. That's our goal. We just taking baby steps to get there.
But Lori Lightfoot is the mayor of the city of Chicago. Lori Lightfoot.
Turn their radio down.
Yeah, somebody got to turn their radio or kick me off loud. Hold on, somebody, y'all, you can't have me on loud mic, and you got to turn your radio down the audio all the way down. Okay, all right, go ahead, my dear. Go ahead, Sister Doris. Go ahead, Sister Doris.
Lori Lightfoot is the mayor of the city of Chicago, whether you voted or not. Lori Lightfoot made the decision to bring these immigrants, put them in Woodlawn, and a Black community that is suffering from all kinds of ills, renovated a rundown school that was closed. She put millions of dollars into that school, millions of dollars that Black taxpayers have paid into, millions of dollars to renovate that school when the community had asked her to use the school to put the homeless in and do other things. She did not do it. She is the mayor, and she was voted in. And this is my point. Whether you voted for her or not, she's in the position to make that decision. She never would have. They would never pick a busload of Black people and put them in a little village, put them in the Asian community, or put them in the white community. So we have to fight these people. We have to fight back. We have to push back. It's time for us to say, hell no. You're not going to continue to do that when our people are suffering.
I agree with you. I agree with some of the stuff you're saying, but not all of it. First of all, you're very emotional, and it's hard to hear you when you're so emotional.
Excuse me, sister. I am not emotional.
Mine,
Passionate.
yeah.
Okay, sister, I got, don't worry
And
about
let
it.
me tell you something. I am going on 79 years old, and I'm still fighting like I was when I was 14 years old under Medgar Evers in Jackson, Mississippi. That's when I joined the NAACP Youth Council under Medgar Evers. So I'm going on 79 years old, and I'm saying the same doggone things over 60 years ago. I'm saying the same things today. So no, I'm not emotional. I am passionate. I love my people, and I'm going to do everything I can to empower my people. And even if I am emotional, I have a right to be emotional. I am a human being, and we need to stop letting people say that to us. You're emotional. Yes, I'm emotional, and I'm passionate too.
Mm-hmm. Hold it, Sister Doris. I got a Reb. Reb, come on, Reb. Come on, Reb. 312.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Go ahead,
How
Reb.
everybody doing?
Sister Erica, this
Everybody
Reb
doing?
from the
God-
building,
God
from the
bless
center. Go ahead.
everybody.
Go. What you got? You can ask a question, make a statement,
Good
because
evening, everyone.
go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to, because I really want to listen in. I do have a question,
Go ahead.
but I do want to say that I am definitely like so proud. I wish I could have known about that panel myself that you guys have been putting together for these candidates. I also believe that this movement that you guys are doing should be campaigned throughout the West Side, East Side, South Side, and North Side Chicago. Another thing that I want to encourage you ladies, because Pastor Brady, Dr. Frazier, Miss Doris, I don't know if I had the opportunity to meet you, but I know you guys, and I know you guys' spirit. I know how strong y'all are. I know how long y'all been standing on this battlefield. I encourage you guys to pay close attention, also to know how weak these candidates are. See, I think we get to the point where we give them strength, and we've always been giving them strength. They've been manipulating our strength.
Right?
Yes, they have.
I got a phone call, and we're just gonna air it out there. I got a phone call personally from Brother Jamal Green at the time that the signatures. Well, I went to him first of all when I seen that he was doing pretty good in running, and I was trying to see what it was that I could do personally to help with my voice with the youth, my platform. And it's like, you know what I'm saying, he kind of was acting nonchalant, but more, I just didn't like the attitude, but I was surprised when I got a call from him. But then my surprise sit up there and I got an answer to my surprise, because I understand how these politics work. And if they feel that they're vulnerable and they can use anyone that may have some type of voice, some type of notoriety, influence, they're gonna say, okay, how can you help? So when he comes to me, he say, what's your schedule like? I'm a busy man, but at the same time, like everybody I feel on this campaign is on a payroll. You know what I'm saying? So if you come to somebody like Rev, Pastor Hill, you can't sit up there, okay, like volunteer and make me look like I'm doing good for my community, or I'm showing you, approving to you that I'm with you by volunteering. That's not how this works. So my whole thing in this is that the weakness of them shows that they need us more than, you know what I'm saying? They
Absolutely.
think.
Say that, brother. Say that.
So I believe that you guys should campaign this. I believe that you should give another opportunity to make them look even more worse than what they looked at the first time, when only 2 candidates out of all of these candidates showed up. Even if the Paul Vallis didn't show up, Chuy Garcia didn't show up, and of course Lightfoot didn't show up. You know what I'm saying? Every other black candidate showed up and told you guys that why they was the best candidate. You know what I'm saying? So
Question. Come on with the question, brother.
Y'all know where I'm at in the building. Please keep me informed, updated, so I can come to these things that you guys doing when you guys meet. Whatever. Let me know,
yes,
because
sir.
I can sit up there and I can use my voice, things that need to be said. And yeah, y'all right. Let them know to prove to you why they should be mayor.
Okay.
Because if that's
Okay.
and them you should sit up there and you should let whatever happens.
I got it. We can't run it on tonight.
that's
You know,
all
we
I'm
got
saying.
special
Thank you,
guests on
brother.
tonight. I got another caller, 872 area code. Come on, 3654. Come on, caller. Where you calling from? Caller, 872. Okay. 30. You got to turn down Facebook. You got to listen through the earpiece. Caller, 872. Oh, well. All right. Go ahead, Sister Doris or Sister Erica, either or. The caller didn't say nothing, so I blocked him.
Yeah, I wanted to speak on the thing that Sister Doris just brought up about the mayor using our tax dollars to house illegal immigrants right here in my community in Woodlawn. Now, this is the thing, Brother Martin.
Come on
For
with it.
years, I've been calling Mayor Lightfoot's office, and I've been talking to her secretary, leaving her messages, stating that she should use that school to house the homeless population that's here. Now, I'm just saying, these are former taxpayers. Some of them are mentally ill, they're Black, they're white, they're young, they're old, and now they're even saying there's families out here that's homeless, okay? You can ride around Chicago and see a tent city anywhere. Tent cities are just popped up in vacant lots, okay? And for her to use our tax dollars to house people that are entering the country illegally under Biden's open border policy, it's a slap in the face. Now, she requested $5.5 million. They went in, they redid the school, renovated, and now she requested $53 million for some people that broke into the country. She wants to give them $53 million of our tax dollars. Now, Brother Martin, if you go break into a store, what they gonna do to you?
They're gonna arrest me, take me to jail.
What they gonna do to you?
Yeah.
Okay. If you go break into a school, they're gonna arrest you.
Yes.
If we go break into anything, they're going to arrest us.
Yes.
So the mayor is using our tax dollars to reward these people for coming in the country illegally. And on top of that, they're bringing fentanyl into the country. People are dying. People dropping dead left and right in Chicago. They're dropping dead left and right in Chicago from fentanyl poisoning. Okay, dropping dead from fentanyl on the marijuana. It used to be heroin out here. It's not heroin. It's fentanyl, and they're bringing it right to our community. And she's welcoming them in. She just welcome them in. She don't drop them off. We already have a problem with this Obama Center pushing us out with these high taxes. Now she wants to bring in a bunch of illegal people that they really don't know their backgrounds. They're lying about that part, talking about they know the background.
No,
I looked at Homeland Security website, and they said the population of the people, they have sex crimes against minors, just sex crimes against women, sexual assaults, robberies, murders. And when ICE go pick them up, the cities that got the sanctuary policies, they release them again. They release them again under the sanctuary policy. Let me say it like that. They release the people into the population again. This has been since Trump has been out. Okay, because when Trump was in there, he wasn't playing. People couldn't see the value in him saying build a wall, but now we see the value. Because people are just flooding.
No, you can't. You got to wait your turn.
Over at the border.
Right.
Okay, flooding at the border. And this is a dangerous situation. And now she's going to bring the dangerous situation and drop it in my community? I don't think so. I don't think so. Please let the sister speak.
Go ahead, sister. 3-1.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The real foreigners are those politicians. Their actions are foreign. So the foreign has nothing to do with a man or woman. Their actions are foreign. So those people that's coming over there and allow it, they just want liberty and freedom just like everyone else. It's unfortunate the people that's supposed to be doing for you guys, they breached the contract. They're not in.
You know what? That's the
what
problem. That's the problem,
Okay, let me get
sister.
off this. Let me get off
That
this
is the
phone.
problem.
Sister
You're
Doris,
saying
let her
that
talk. Sister Doris, let her talk. Just let her talk. Just let her talk.
Go
Yeah,
ahead,
because
sister.
if you want to help people, you even got to hear me, even if you don't.
Ma'am,
agree
don't
with
go
me.
into that.
But
Just
what
go
I'm
ahead,
trying to
sister.
tell you-
Detroit, Michigan. Just keep
Okay,
talking.
I'm not.
Go
Let
ahead.
me get off of this. I'm gonna pause. Listen. I'm gonna pause and let y'all. I'm gonna listen to y'all, but I guarantee you, y'all not gonna get nothing done because your arguments are weak. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Sister Doris.
Well,
because-
let me just give her a rebuttal. Let
Okay,
me just give her a quick rebuttal.
Go ahead, Sister
Sister
Angela.
Sarah, because we
Okay.
love
Now, yeah. Wait a minute, Sister Doris. Just wait a minute, Sister Doris. Just give me this real quick. She said
Those
that
politicians
their,
are really
you know,
laughing
their
at y'all
thoughts.
behind closed doors.
Sister Detroit, you
Just
see.
we're laughing at them too, sister, and we really
But
listen,
they're profiting.
sir.
They're
Listen, but
profiting
you
off-
just, I just
profiting off
you
of
just
y'all.
said you was gonna let me speak. You was gonna listen.
I got on
So
mute.
just
Go
let
ahead.
me get my rebuttal.
Go ahead.
Okay.
She on mute.
Have a little patience. She said that their thoughts are foreign.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that. You know, I'm not here to argue about how anybody identify, and you know, I'm not getting ready to be took off what we're speaking about. I'm not here to argue with you, debate with you. We're just speaking the facts. Now, if you can argue these facts, because see, I live in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
I live in Woodlawn. I see what's going on every day. I used to work for the city of Chicago. So it ain't too much you can tell me about what's going on in my city. So I don't, you know what I mean? We're not here to argue with anyone. We're just stating the facts. That's it. That's all. I don't care about them laughing at us because guess what? God is laughing at them and he has the last word. See, I don't have my
God's
faith.
not laughing.
I don't
God
put
doesn't
my
like
trust
people
or
laughing.
anything. I don't put my trust or my faith in a politician. Understand that. The reason why I'm always victorious when I set out to do something is because I put God first. I asked him to
Why y'all
bless me
begging
with the
though?
victory,
Why y'all begging?
and he does that. Martin,
begging?
we didn't come on here to argue.
She off. I
we're
got her
begging
muted.
for what?
Go ahead.
What are we begging for?
Go ahead, sister.
What are we begging for?
Yeah. Just hold
Well,
still.
you know what she mentioned? She said something about those people are fleeing, and I'm paraphrasing, fleeing their countries to come here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you understood the policies, the foreign policy of the United States government, you wouldn't even make that statement. It is the United States government that has gone around the world oppressing people, oppressing other people, and I will use other people of color, taking their resources, doing everything to them to make them flee their countries. If the United States government...
Stop begging them.
Pardon?
Go ahead. Go. Don't worry about it. Sister, I ain't gonna let her talk no more. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's the policy of the United States government. I understand why they're leaving their country. Because of the United States policy in Mexico, in Venezuela, in Africa, all over the world where the United States has been able to dominate. The United States cannot dominate China. They cannot dominate North Korea. They cannot dominate Russia. Wherever the United States has been able to dominate the people and take their resources, that's what they've done. And I understand why. I've been to Mexico. It is poor there. I've been to Africa. It's the richest continent on the earth. But yet our people are living in squallows. Our people don't have drinking water, safe, clean drinking water. Our people don't have housing. This is because of the policy of the United States government and a lot of those corrupt Africans, as well as those corrupt Venezuelans and Mexicans, or wherever people are starving and not getting the resources that they should be getting. But we should not, as Black people, we should not be put on the back burner to take care of any other people until America takes care of Black people. America has never cared to Black people. Never. And they will never be fair. We have what we have today because we have fought.
Yes.
There were insurrections during slavery. Our people didn't just lay down and say, roll over, roll over. We've been fighting ever since we got to this country. And I don't care. I am not for immigrants coming here and these politicians using the resources, our tax dollars, to take care of everybody else. And I go down the Lower Wacker Drive here in Chicago. Black men and women are sleeping on the ground. Over there, if you go about Roosevelt Road, there's a tent city of homeless people. I'm not for that. I will fight it. I will resist it. I will do everything I can to stop it. I don't care about other people if black people are not eating. I don't care about other people if black people are not sleeping. I don't care about other people if our children are not being educated. I do not care.
So let me add to that. So the thing is, she's saying that they left their land because they're struggling. But just keep in mind, they have a whole country. And
We don't have
taught, in the Nation of Islam, this is what we're taught, that our dissatisfaction forces change. And so that is what we're doing with this contract. We're dissatisfied and we're making demands. We're not begging them for anything. We're demanding. We're not asking, we're demanding. See, that's the difference. And as I said, they left their country. Black people in America don't have a country. We don't have any land to call our own. That is what we're striving for. That is what we're moving towards. As I told the sister earlier, that is what the goal is, to separate and become an independent nation. But right now, the sister that's on now, she's saying, oh, why are you begging them? Why are you asking them for, excuse me, are all of us still spending the United States of America's money? Are we still spending these dollars? All of us are still spending their money. So they still have an element of control. I don't care what you think you may know, what flag you claim or anything. All of us are in the same prison, being held captive. And a lot of us don't understand that. See, unless all of my people are free, then I'm not free. So, this is our dissatisfaction must force change the way it has done through the centuries. Our ancestors got dissatisfied and they forced change. So we have to keep it going until we reach the point to where we are independent people. And it's dragging along, yeah. But if you're not going to get out here and get on the front lines and help us fight, then you should shut your mouth.
Period.
You know what, Brother Martin? It is sad. It's really sad. We defend everybody but our own people. We defend everybody but our own people. We take care of everybody but our own people. The Asians are in our communities. The Arabs are in our communities. Everybody is in our communities making money off us. In fact, when these people leave their when they leave their country and they say, I'm going to America to set up a business. And that business that they're thinking about setting up is in the black community, because everybody knows that they can come to the black community and do whatever the hell they want to do. We talk about crime. Okay, well, if there are no black businesses in the black community to hire our children, then what are they going to do? What are they going to do? When I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi, a segregated neighborhood, but it was a vibrant neighborhood. Everybody in the neighborhood who owned businesses were black. The doctors, the lawyers, the teachers, the grocery store owners, the cleaners, the drugstore, everything was black owned. Integration really messed us up. It ruined us because we left businesses and went to the white businesses, and we have not stopped doing it. And now we're taking care of everybody else. And I mean, it really bothers me when I hear our people having so much sympathy and empathy for other people, and you don't have it the suffering sisters and brothers here in America. New York, the immigrants up there, they're running black people off the land. They're running black people off the land here in Chicago. What these people are doing, and when I say these people under the system of racism and white supremacy, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they have no more use for us. They are replacing us with all, and we cannot see it. We cannot
And that's
see
exactly
it.
what's going on.
When they closed all those schools on the west side, these were black teachers. The black families had to leave so they could go someplace and find schools for their children. Guess what is going on the west side? They're gentrifying. White people are coming back into the city, and when they come back into the city, the taxes go up, and our people oftentimes are not able to pay the. Right here in Hyde Park, which is very close to Woodlawn, the Obama Center, which is a disaster for the black community on the south side of Chicago, because the taxes are going to go up, and that means the indigenous people, black people who've lived in these communities for 70 years, they're moving out. They cannot afford the taxes. And white, rich, middle and upper middle class white people are coming back in, and the Mexicans are coming back in because they're giving the Hispanic all of the help that they need to come here and set up and settle. They did not do that for our people. So when you don't understand the history, you will make these statements, and you make these statements without any factual information.
Sister Doris, you know what I believe too. I'm just going to make a comment on that. I agree with you 100%. A lot of black people, they feel good about themselves when they thinking they helping somebody else. That's it. It's something about I'm helping the other people, the Hispanics. I'm helping them. But look at you, brother. How you going to clean up somebody else's house and yours not even clean? We can't even get the crime in our.
Brother mine, we've been conditioned that way. Yeah. And just the other day, I called into one of the radio stations, and I said to the brother, why are you all putting this in such a way to make black people feel guilty because they're saying, no, we need these resources. Mm-hmm. They're making us feel guilty because we're saying we need these resources. How in the hell am I going to take food out off my table for my children and give it to somebody else, and my children have not eaten? That is not logical. It is not logical. And a lot of this has to do with the way this Bible has been taught to us. I don't believe in that doggone King James version of the Bible. This Bible has been taught to us in the wrong way. You feel sorry for everybody else, but this little brother, this veteran, a veteran in a wheelchair, no legs, does not have a place to live, does not have any money to buy food, but you can have all this empathy and sympathy for these people who are illegal. Let's understand this. These people are illegal. They're not letting the Haitians stay here.
Not at all.
They're not letting Africans who come on those boats down there in Florida. They're putting them back on the boats. And they don't care whether or not they live or die. When in the hell are black people going to start waking up and loving each other? But we've been taught not to love each other. Mm-hmm. And I'm a counselor.
Exactly.
Self-esteem. I understand ego. I understand all of that. And that's why I am saying, when I talk to people, I hope young people are listening, empower yourself. You are powerful. We're trying to get the 18 to 30-year-olds here in this city. Hold your forum. Hold your 18 to 30-year-old forum. You can use the contract that we have, or you can come up with a contract of your own. But let it be a contract about your needs, what you need to do to function, to take care of yourself. We need to stop this madness of looking out for everybody but our own people. These people don't care about us. The Asians do not want us in their community.
Yeah. And let me.
You know what else, Brother Martin?
Yes,
I'm gonna tell you an element that's a part of this whole thing with Woodlawn. Brazier. What is
That's right,
it,
Bishop.
Bishop or I don't know, Brazier?
Apostolic Church of God. Yeah.
If he didn't put his stamp of approval on this, yes, this would not be happening. I went down there to the meeting they had 2 weeks ago at his church. And when it was all over, he moseyed up there and he said, oh, well, you know, everything that they said is correct, you know, but then he switched it up. He's speaking with a forked tongue. Then he says, well, you know, I'm glad that the school is being used for something, but can you inform the community on what the future use is going to be? Well, it's one, look, it's either you with it or you're not. It's either you with it or you're not. And then you have other people sending out subliminal messages. Oh, Mexicans are black people. You should tell them that because they come here with the mind of a white supremacist. They look at us like they're better than us too. See, white America has turned the whole world against black people in America. They look at all of us like we're savages. Okay? That's the image that they portray of us all over the world. So when these people come, even our own people come up out of Africa, they come over here looking down on us. So these things, listen, I love all of my people, but I need my people to love me back. This is not one-sided love. That's not what this is. So if you don't understand that self-preservation is the law, is the first law of nature, then something is wrong with you. You take care of home first. Charity starts at home, and then you spread it abroad. We are not. We are in a bad state in Chicago. Black people are in a bad state. Okay. If you're going to go and ask for $54 million, the first, and see, this is the sad part, Martin. She's getting all of this pushback about those immigrants in Woodline. But she has yet to say, okay, I'm going to go and get the people on the side of the expressway and from under the viaducts and place them in there first. That man she is a heartless woman. That is a heartless woman. How can you think that you're going to bring in people that's coming in the country illegally and you're going to look over the people that's been here? Their cries are falling on deaf ears. It was 25 below zero a few weeks ago. Why didn't she put them in that school?
Hold on, new caller. Hold on, new caller. I'll get with you. Just hold on. I know you're there. Hold on, new caller. Yeah. And you're right,
and
Erica.
you know, Martin.
Yeah, go ahead, Sister Doris. Go ahead. Go ahead, Sister.
You know, Martin, doing what I do it for the children, for the next generation.
Yes.
I am financially secure. I don't have to be doing any of this. I don't have to do this. But this is the love that I have for my people. I have been doing this since I was 14 years old. I don't have to do this, but I cannot sit by when God has blessed me in the way that I have been blessed. Watch my people suffer. Watch little black boys and girls suffer. Look at the fact that they don't hardly have a future in this city. And since we're talking about tax dollars, let's just talk about these federal tax dollars that we pay into. Joe Biden has given Ukraine over $100 billion. But in Jackson, Mississippi, my hometown, as I speak, they do not have clean water to drink. Joe Biden could have written a check for however much it will cost them to fix that infrastructure down there in Jackson, Mississippi, that the white would not fix. That infrastructure in Jackson, Mississippi didn't get that way overnight. It's over 100 years old. But Jackson, Mississippi is 83% black. The white people have moved out. Too many black people in Jackson, Mississippi for white people. They started moving out when they integrated the schools back in 1969. I was a part of that, and they have not stopped yet. The federal budget of the state of Mississippi, the budget of Mississippi is 40% federally funded. What is that racist Ku Klux Klan governor down there doing? He's taking this money that he should have been giving to Jackson for the infrastructure. He has built up these little country, predominantly white towns that they want to call suburbs. They're nothing but predominantly little cracker towns, and he's using that money to build up those towns, because what they're trying to do, they're trying to run Jackson into the ground. Jackson is the capital of Mississippi. Everything they need is there in Jackson. So they're doing this to depress the property value, and they're coming back in, buying it up for a little or nothing. These white people have a plan, and that plan is for us not to survive. And if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, everything they do will be confusing to you. This is about the annihilation of black people, running us off the land. The black farmers in Mississippi are complaining. The black farmers, because the white farmers down there, they're not hiring black farmers. They're bringing these white people all the way from South Africa. It is to destroy us. And you wonder why I'm passionate, why I'm emotional? You're damn right. I'm not human if I'm not.
And let me say something, Sister Doris, too. And like you said earlier, you're financially straight. You have your individual success, but you love your people. And that's what I tell people. What I do it for the people. I can mind my business. I can enjoy my grandchildren.
That's right.
I'm set. I don't have a lot of money, but I'm content in life where I'm at. So I don't have to go out and do these things and reach out. But I see my people suffering, and I'm extending a hand to my brothers and my sisters. So people, y'all have to respect our fight.
Brother Martin, this is a burden to those of us who are conscious. Yes. We eat and sleep this stuff every day.
Every day.
This is all I talk about. People get tired of me. I get tired of me, but I can't just look at the injustice that's being done against my people and be satisfied and not try to do something. If I don't do anything but write a letter or make a phone call.
That's right. Let's see what this new caller have to say, sister. New caller, you got to turn your audio down. New caller, 0870. You have to turn your call down if you want to talk. You have to turn the background. Go to a quiet spot. Okay, you can talk now.
All right.
Go ahead.
Hey, Mark, what's up? What's up? This is Nick.
How you doing, Nikki? Go ahead, Nikki. What's your question? What you got? I can't hear you.
I got one thing to say. Can you hear me now, Mark?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
You can hear me now?
Yes.
The mayor, let me tell you something about the mayor. I knew Lori was for the black people when they was looting. Did y'all notice when they was looting? Lori Lightfoot, she raised all the bridges up. That way could no black people get downtown. You couldn't get downtown, you couldn't get up north. If you notice, all the police districts, every police district was downtown. They was from Michigan Avenue all the way up there towards Skokie.
Okay.
Sister, you are absolutely right. But I got in my car.
What happened?
You're absolutely right.
Did nobody get downtown or up north? That's
absolutely right.
If they told, but guess what? She let them tear the city up. She let them tear the south side up, where all the black people were the south side.
Yeah.
She let them tear the west side. She didn't care about us.
She didn't.
To get here. It was easy. It was easy for them to tear everything up here. It was easy. And it's so sad because she the mayor, right? And you notice all the killing is 78th, like what happened today, 78th and Cole, 79th and Jeffrey. All the killing is in the city. They killing everywhere, but all the killing is our little black kids. What? You telling me that the mayor can't do nothing about that? You telling me she can't do nothing about that? Hell yeah, I want a Jamal Green in. I want somebody in that knows what's going on. knows how to try to stop this shit. Cause she don't care. Lori don't care.
Yeah. Well, listen, let me
Lori
just
don't care at all.
hold on, Nikki. Let me just tell you one thing. You can't expect no politician to stop crime. That's just not going to happen. You can't expect the police. The
Okay,
police
she
job
can't
is to
stop it, but she can listen to it,
no,
Mom.
hold on, no. Listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying. I didn't vote for Lori. I'm letting you know, and I'm not supporting this campaign. You can't expect. That has to start at home with the family. The mothers and the fathers have to plant the seed in our children. We have to grab a hold of our young people. We send our children to school. The school, hold on, sister. I got to talk. I got to talk. Hold on, sister. Sister, you gonna let me talk? You got to let me talk. You got to let me talk now.
Go ahead.
I listen to you. Yes, it starts at home. Most of these young parents, and I'm talking about males and females, you send your sons and daughters to these schools, these public schools, and you expecting them to be the parents. They're not the parents. That school is a learning institution. It's not a parenting. It's not a babysitting agency. So we have to teach our children properly before they go to school. While they're in school, we have to teach them. If we waiting on white people, police, politicians to fix this crime, it'll never happen. Crime is a $1 billion industry, Nikki.
Amen.
They make money off that. Trust me.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna hold you up on that, Mom. Let me tell you something. She may not be able to stop all crime, but as the mayor of the city, she can. When you pull up at the gas station, Mom, every gas station in the city, half of them, you pull up, you got our people standing from the gas station. You can't even go in the gas station to pop your gas. If I was the mayor, I would have police coming to some of these gas stations. These people were scared. Hey, the police ain't doing nothing. She needs to make some type of rules. If you're standing out there, you get locked up. It's something you can do to try to lower this crime. I'm not saying she can stop all of it, Maren, but it's something that she can do to try to help us out. As the mayor of Chicago, she don't care.
Okay, let me say this too, Nikki.
You know what she can do?
Go ahead, sister. Go ahead, Sister Erica. Go ahead. Who was talking?
What she can do is she can hire, people like Brother Tyrone Muhammad and ECCSC, or the crime interrupters with T.O. Hardiman and other groups out here that know the people in the streets, that's not afraid to go out here and talk to them, and they will listen to them and they respect them enough to calm it down. See, it's things that can be put in place, and she could go to Minister Farrakhan and ask for help from the FOI. Our community loves the FOI, and they're the most disciplined Black men out here. They go in the communities all the time, and the brothers give them respect. You should see, if you ever get a chance, visit Mosque Mariam on Sundays and look at all those brothers in there. They some in there with their pants hanging down, dreads hanging everywhere. So what? We want our brothers. We love them and we welcome them in there, and they get up at the end of the lecture and they come forth and say that they're ready to change. So people just, they try and label us. Like I said, they have put this image out there in the world that we're all savages.
Mm-hmm.
They have these video games like Grand Theft Auto out here. And then they wonder why people out here carjacking. Because you done planted that seed in their mind. Like you said, Martin, you got to plant the seed. And see, that we're allowing our children to sit in front of these video games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot of killing and shooting and all of that. That's the seed that's being planted in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
So they think they got to go out and act that out.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? It's a lot of stuff at play. It's a lot of stuff at play, but it is some things that the mayor can do if she really wanted to help get this violence down. Yes, we do have to raise our children at home.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the thing too, as far as those schools. Like right now, Governor Pritzker is pushing pedophilia in the public school system in Illinois. He's trying to legalize and normalize pedophilia in Illinois, and he's starting with the public school system. And everybody in the city of Chicago and in the state of Illinois should be outraged. Should be outraged. I've even talking to people in the gay community. They are outraged. They don't like it. You understand? Because it's making it look like this is their agenda. And you know, maybe some of them, but the most of them, they're not with that. They don't like the idea of them trying to groom children, telling children to accept being sexually abused in kindergarten, giving them books that's showing them just let me finish this point. Giving them books that teaching them sexual positions, anal sex, oral sex, cross-dressing, planting the seed of aborting our babies. Okay, and this is nothing but depopulation. The same as with COVID. They are trying to wipe us out. They don't want us reproducing. And Governor Pritzker is pushing pedophilia. And Mayor Lightfoot, as her being the head of Chicago Public Schools, she's quiet on this. So she is assisting him in pushing pedophilia in the Chicago public school system. So I feel like Mayor Lightfoot and J.B. Pritzker should be arrested immediately.
Okay. And, you know, Brother Martin, let me give out this act, and go ahead, sister, go ahead.
Martin, let me ask you a question.
No, hold on, Nikki.
There's a question for you, Martin.
Okay, what's the question? Go ahead. Come on. What's the question, sister?
Hey, Martin, when let me ask you this: when our black kids get shot and killed, do they ever find the killer, or do we ever get justice right then and there, or and let me tell you this, when they rob one of them white students over there in the University of Chicago, or rob one of them white folks up north, the next 2 days, the crime is solved. They got somebody in custody. Well, when something happens to one of our black kids in the city, it's no justice. They find nobody. They rob somebody. They find nobody. But when the white person gets robbed, if something happens to one of them students or anything up north, the crime gets solved in 2 days. I just don't understand.
Well, let me help you out with that. Let me help you, since I am the crime chaser. I can help you out with that real clearly. It's a slogan that we say, Black Lives Matter. And I'm not talking about the organization, but period. It's just something about the slogan. Listen, they don't have to call us the N-word. They treating us like they showing us. If you was listening early in the program, the police department we 12%, I think my sister said, black people, 12%. So they have the numbers to do this. So it's more white people to do this. All they got to do is stand down on us. Listen, and I'm going to say this. The white people think like this. If you're a criminal and something happens to you, a gang member or something like that, they feel like it's a waste of taxpayers' dollars to do a thorough investigation on you. That's the way they feel. They're not going to come out and say it, but they showing us. That's just like they don't
value us.
Yeah, they don't value our lives. The only time that they find our crime or find a person that did it, unless it's a high-profile crime, kin to a politician or you a straight-A student or something like that. So they don't care. They don't care. So these are the type of people that's governing over us. And that's why we have to get our own everything, and we have to fight. And I'm going to say another thing. Why is it that we have to fight? We had to fight and march and protest, Sister Erica, for the white people to arrest Laquan McDonald, a killer, Jason Van Dyke. We had to, the tape was clear. Anybody seen that? We had to advocate for that.
Yeah.
We had to tap some things, make some noise for them to make an arrest. Now, let that have been me, a black officer. If I was a black officer and I would have done that to a white boy, it wouldn't have been no question. Them cuffs would have been on me.
You'd be dead by now, probably.
Yeah, so that's what it is. It's racism.
Officers would have turned on you that same night.
Yeah, it's racism.
Let me officers that was out there, they would have turned on you.
Yeah. It's racism.
Let me make a correction about the police department. If I said 12%, I meant 21%.
21%.
21% of the police department is black.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect.
But the reason we've got to understand, these people do not care about us. They never have.
Mm-hmm.
That's why nobody is saying anything about all the killings on the south and the west side of Chicago. But you know what? There should be 100,000 black people out on the streets every day,
Mm-hmm.
demanding police,
Mm-hmm.
demanding it. Yeah. We have so many problems in the black community, but there are a lot of things that we can do to try to eliminate this, correct it going forward. Now, I'm going to say something, since we're talking about our children and crime and all this other stuff that's going on that's happening to us. I have to look at the fact that we have to deal with morality,
Mm-hmm.
what's right and what's wrong. I'm saying to you, young sisters, you don't need to be having babies at 14, 15. And I worked in the school system, and I worked with girls as young as 13 years old who were pregnant. We got to protect our young girls in the community. And sisters, you got to stop having all these babies by these men, and you're not married to them. We have to go back to family values.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get the family together, we can get the block together, then we can get the community together. So we have a lot of work to do ourselves. And as the sister called in about not going north, she's absolutely right. Because I got in my car and I drove north. I went to Roosevelt Road. I could not get on Roosevelt Road, so I went all the way down to Ashland and went back over to Roosevelt Road, and then I went east on Roosevelt Road, and then when I got there right at Canal Street, the police were not allowing you to go east. So I said, "Officer, I live east. Can you let me go?" So he let me go through. It was shut down. The bridge at Wacker Drive, it was raised to keep anyone from going north, because they were trying to protect that white community, and they were also protecting the Hispanic community. The black community was open for anyone to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I want to point out, a lot of those young people who were down there during that insurrection, I call it an insurrection, they were not all black kids. They were white kids. They were Hispanic. How do I know? Because I marched down that way.
Mm-hmm.
And when dark would come, they would tell us, if you're older, you need to go back because we're going to do this and that. And these were white kids. But what do they always do? They focus on our black kids. They focus on us, all of us. They don't care how old we are, how tall, how educated, how much money we have. The system of white supremacy does not like black people.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to understand that. This stuff that's happening is happening mostly to us, because they knew if they do away with us, then they can do whatever they want to do. So there's a lot of work we have to do, a lot. And a lot of this stuff, we can kind of get a hold of it ourselves. These children are going home. These very children who are out here gangbanging, hitting and stealing and doing whatever they're doing, they're going home. So the community needs to ask the neighbors, where is your son? Where is your daughter? That's what they did when I was coming up. We've got to get a control of our communities and our children and our families, because they are waiting to shoot us down. Yes, they could do something about the crime, but just like Martin said, we're niggas to them. They're not going to waste any money trying to find the killer of our people or the killers, because we are all niggas to them. And once we understand this, we will be better off. See, we think we've made it, but it's no different today under this system of racism and white supremacy than it was 50, 60, 70 years ago, a system that I grew up under. But the difference is that we knew who we were. We knew how they felt about us. And so we thrived in those little segregated communities. And as Sister Erica said, we are going to make up in our minds we're going to separate from these people or we're not, because these people are out to destroy us under this system of racism and white supremacy. Dr. Welsing talked about
Can I
this
say this one thing too?
newspapers.
Go ahead, Erica.
I'm
Sister Erica.
done.
Let me say this one thing too, concerning what the sister was saying about when the riots were going on. There's something that the mayor did that was so bogus. And it's the same thing that she's doing right now with this school. And that is, she's trying to pit the black and brown community against each other. We already got enough division that we trying to mend, right? And so when the riots went on, she had her people to hire Latin kings to secure the Mexican community, and they were attacking black people. Okay, black elders, young and old, they were attacking them over there. Okay, and so with this move that she's making, bringing them over here to this school, this is more divide and conquer. This is what she's doing. She's trying to pit the black and brown community against one another. This is what, and I called over there to Byron Lopez's office. I left him a message. I've worked with him several times doing protests and things like that. And I left him a message, to call me, because I want to beat Mayor Lightfoot at what she's trying to do. I don't want us to be fighting with the brown community. We have enough fights. Every day I wake up, it's a fight for my people. So I get tired of fighting. And, if we could beat her in her game for once, if Chuy Garcia would use his power as a congressman, or whatever he is, I know he can pick up the phone and call Biden and call Kamala Harris and tell them to shut that border down. See, they want to make it seem like everything is on us. Oh, they don't want them over here, and they don't. Listen, we're fighting for our survival. We're fighting for our survival every day. So don't come in my face telling me that I should accept anything. Don't come my way telling me I should say. I don't care if he's from a pastor, because I had another pastor that I have worked with in the past. He stood out there with us the first day that we had the press conference at Wadsworth. He opened it up with a prayer, and he said in the prayer, God, please give these people what they want. Now, his church is located in Woodlawn, but he doesn't live in Woodlawn. And I had to tell him that. See, you don't tell me that I shouldn't, that I should not disagree with this. And then if you wasn't with us, you shouldn't have had your snake out there with us trying to act like you were with us. See, I'm sick of them. I'm sick of those pastors, because they are a big problem in our community. They are leading our people to hell. They taking them. They just like J.B. Pritzker just had this big forum. This big swearing in ceremony or whatever. When he was reelected, he gave all of these nonprofits money and all these pastors money to bring all their people down there on buses, and he fed them and all of that. Filled up the whole auditorium. But those people don't know that J.B. Pritzker is pushing pedophilia on our children. We've been touring Chicago, me, Dr. Frazier, and Pastor Lewis, Pastor Jones, I'm sorry. We've been touring Chicago about this whole sex agenda thing that's in the school. And Mama D, I love Mama D to death. I love her. Mama D got us in a room with about 16 pastors, and we had handouts for them. I got up and I read a letter that Sister Doris typed up, and which the letter ended that you cannot serve two masters. You're gonna hate one and love the other. That's what the Bible says. This is the book that they claim that they read from and that they love. Okay? They are charged with keeping the moral compass in a people on the right path. But they done sold out. They sold out. They're turning the other cheek. They turning a blind eye. They are letting our children be assaulted by this governor. I don't have any respect for them. I don't have any respect for them, Brother Martin.
I believe you. I've been like that.
You know, Brother Martin,
go ahead. I got a new caller. I got a new caller, y'all. Hold on. I got a new caller. Let's see this new call out. Okay, caller 1885. Where you calling from, caller? 1885.
I'm calling from Chicago.
All right, what you want to talk now? Listen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, but this is what I need you to do. I don't need no long, drawn out stuff. Okay, listen. I just want you to get to the point.
No, I'm not going to go long, Carl.
Okay, go ahead. Come on with it. Come on with it.
This is the parent who, when you first started out, you covered my son's story when he was shot in the head on 55th and Racine.
Oh, yeah, I know you are. Yeah. Hey, how you doing, sister? Yes.
Okay, and I did a live on my Facebook page earlier about the mayoral race to see why our people mad was. And I'm trying to get people to understand this. If we want to bring business back to Chicago, to help out our small business owners, we might just need Willie Wilson. And we can use Jamal on his team to help us figure out something for these young children out here. With him bringing businesses back, we can take some of these vacant places that they let these Arabs out and put these little stores here where these people hanging out at and make these little centers and little workplaces for these young men to get up off these streets.
Well, let me just...
I agree with you 100%.
I agree.
Let me just say this.
And it just don't make no sense.
I agree.
Let me just say this.
Our children are steady killing each other, and some of these parents are sitting back knowing that their kids doing these killers. They're not telling me what I need they need to implement and start holding some of these parents accountable for their children that are under the age of 18 that are constantly being called out in the streets during curfew hours, getting in trouble, committing crimes. It starts at home.
Let me just say this. Sister Doris, I'm going to say something. I'm going to let you talk. You said it early. We have to go back to the traditional family, start marriage and stuff like that. We can't keep having all these babies out of wedlock and we expecting good results. That's not, it don't work like that. We have to do things in order. And listen, let me say with the crime and all that, a lot of these street crimes, some people, especially black people, a lot of us don't mess with the police. We don't call the police. We do we do street, we call it street retaliation. That's what we do is ongoing. Street justice. That's the name I'm looking for. Street justice. When the Chicago police don't solve the crime in a reasonable amount of time or get no arrest, that's what it's going to lead to. Street justice. Street justice. That's what you see all over the land. Street justice. Young black men slaughtering each other. But I want to make a comment to Patty Hampton. Listen, because you don't listen, when black people kill each other, let me just say that. Because you don't see nobody marching and protesting, because you don't see it, that don't mean it's not happening. I'm against black men killing black men, period. You'll never see me out there probably marching like that a whole lot, but I'm against it. I'm against it. So, because you don't see something on the news, that don't mean it's not happening. It's a lot of people against this black crime we call black on black crime, because crime don't have no color anyway. That's a white supremacy talking term, because you never hear them say white on white crime. You not one time rush over there killing each other. That's a European country. Both of those countries are European, and not one time in the media have you heard them say white on white violence or white on white war. You have never heard them use that term. So why do we use it when it comes to our community, people? And Sister Doris said, if you don't understand racism, what it is and how it works, everything you know will only confuse you. Go ahead, Sister Doris. I had to say that.
That's right.
I want our people to understand we're under attack. Look at all these things that are happening to us. It's not happening to these other people. We are under attack. These people are out to annihilate us. Why do you think they're killing all our black males? Young black males are just dying by the police, by us, and in every other way. We are under attack. And until we start realizing what is happening to us and try to do what we can to stop it. And when I think about the young people and what they're doing, I always think about what Dr. King said. Dr. King said, violence is the language of the unheard. That's serious. When young people are out doing what they're doing, they are asking for help. They are begging for help. I am a counselor. I saw that in the school system. These are they're not very, very bad children. They're misguided children. And they have this
poverty breeds violence as well. You know what I'm saying? Poverty breeds violence.
They're too busy trying to keep up with the fashion and the drugs and the clubs instead of being at home, paying attention to their children. You have to pay attention to your children to understand their body language of what their next move might gonna be.
Right. I mean, I've worked in some of the toughest neighborhoods in Chicago. I never had a problem with these kids.
Let me say something.
You know, we've got
Sister Dora. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Nikki. Let me say something. Let me just say something. I want to address somebody. Kennard, the DJ. He said, looks like we're annihilating our own more than anyone else. Let me just say something, brother. Who introduced drugs to the black community? Who introduced? It wasn't other blacks. It was white people. They put drugs in our community.
It was the federal government.
The white people. That's who the government is.
It was the United States.
Yeah. Brought it in our community.
Under Reagan.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So
They
poverty.
I was a little girl during the time Ronald Reagan was in office. I grew up in the project and I've seen a lot of parents off on them drugs and they was coming through the white pipeline.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
but this is the thing, though. This is the thing. It's not all about the violence, though. It's not all about that. It's poverty, because poverty breeds violence. It breeds crime. When people are hurting, if they can't put food on their table, they're going to go out and find a way to put that food on their table. When their children coming home, they don't have money. They say they want them Jordans or whatever, them games, whatever. They going to make a way. You know, because people don't think so, but you don't find out until somebody, laying out there stinking, and that they have families, they have children. You see what I'm saying? They may be out here living like they don't have a care in the world and that nobody that loves them, but they do. You know what I mean? So it's a lot to do with poverty. Poverty breeds violence. It breeds crime. So once we address that, a lot of this stuff will go away.
Mm-hmm.
We go back to those 11 or 12 governmental departments. If all these departments had 30% black employees, that would eliminate some of the unemployment in the city of Chicago. A fire department that's 75% white, and whites only make up 33% of the population in the city, and only 12% of those firemen are black. It's the inequity across the board that we are suffering from. And that was the purpose of this forum, to focus on what is happening to black people in terms of employment in this city, various departments that are funded by black tax dollars. We've got to start connecting the dots.
Yes.
It's not all about that. We got to connect this economics.
Yes.
Economics is a serious problem in Chicago and all over this country for black people. It's a serious problem. Black people need to stop spending their money with everybody else and find those black businesses that we do have and shop with them. And as they grow, then they can and hire our people. We're taking care of the Asians. We're taking care of the Arabs. We're taking care of white folks. We're taking care of everybody but us. We have got to start loving ourselves, turn it around. Let's start going to these black businesses that we have here in the city of Chicago. So we spend $1.3 trillion only 2% of that money goes to Black businesses. Black women, stay out of the Asian store with this false hair. God bless you with beautiful hair. Take care of your hair. Lashes and all this nonsense.
The Chinese ever give back? Tell me when the Chinese ever give
They
back.
never do.
The Chinese
They never
gave back a dime. They got a nail shop on every corner in the city of Chicago.
Well, if we stay out of them, they have these nail shops. People sitting up in
And they
these nail
giving
shops.
fungus to everybody. You hear me? They giving everybody fungus in them nail shops.
My nails have been green. My nails have been green 90 times since I stopped
My people, it is a lot that we can do to turn this stuff around
Yes.
overnight.
Yes. Yes.
Stop
Sister.
shopping with.
That's
They
right.
don't care about
We gotta
us.
learn, first of all, we gotta learn how to stick together.
No,
If
what-
we not sticking
you know,
together,
no,
it's not gonna
hold on, sister. Hold
And
on,
that's
sister.
what we're talking about
But now,
tonight.
let me just
We're
say this.
talking about tonight.
Sister Doris, let me say this. Black people do stick together, but we need to stick together on things that
They
matter.
do.
We lecture slide, we have picnics and get-togethers and do all that. That's nothing. We do all that, shake our behind,
Line
and all
dance,
that, line dance, all that. That's sticking together. We need enough of us to stick.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have to have 100% all Black people, but if we have enough of us, we can get some things done. As what we're talking about right now.
Absolutely.
And listen, let me say this, and I'm gonna let you guys talk. Hold on, Nikki. Listen, white people know if they don't feed their children are going to eat them. And that's exactly what's happening to us. Our children are not eating, and they are eating us.
brother.
They are snatching, they snatching and grabbing, they
that, brother.
carjacking, they robbing, they burglarizing. And we running all our money to these Asians. We running our money to the Arabs. One mic, y'all, one mic. We running our money
That's
to
right.
all these other races. And guess what we're doing? We're financing our own oppression. That's what we're doing. Their children going to Harvard, Yale,
that,
and
brother.
all
Say
that.
that.
Their children are buying property, and we are the tenants. And look at it. How could a person, listen to this,
That's right.
y'all.
Yeah.
Listen to this, Sister
Yeah.
Doris. Listen to this. How could a person come in this country that can't barely speak the language? So you know if they can't speak it, they can't write it, and they can't read it.
Get grandmother to
And
open
come
the
here. Hold
things
on, y'all.
quicker than
Let me
somebody
talk,
from
sister.
America.
Sister, let me talk. Let me
talk.
talk. Let me talk, sister. We can't do that now. Listen, I'm talking. Listen, if they can't do that, how could they come over here and outfox us and make money? Something is not right. And if listen, people, if we're smart
Because
enough,
we're spending money with them. We're spending our money with them. We find every excuse in the book to not spend money with Black people. But others can shoot you, kick you out the store, drag you through the store, they can do whatever they want to do to us, and we still go to those stores. And the argument and instead of all the men trying to get set up Black businesses in our wards, what they did, they helped the Asians, they helped the Arabs. All the men had a lot of power in their ward, but they didn't try to help set up Black businesses.
mm-mm.
You got 18 Black councils.
The Black people.
Mm.
And the Mexicans
What?
don't lead them now. The Mexicans got so many.
If our mothers, they start taking our lead cards
Listen,
and
y'all,
selling them to
listen.
the
Hold
Arabs
on.
and start selling to our Harvard
Listen, ladies,
we be all right.
hold on, ladies. This is what we're not going to do. We're not going to talk out of turn now. We got two guests here tonight. Those two, the main leaders here tonight. And I want you to guys just, kind of give the space to them. I'm going to let you guys talk, but we got to respect our two guests. They're on here, and they're doing great work in the community. That's why I brought them on here, and I wanted them here. They're making a lot of sense trying to help us out. And by the way, y'all just hold on. I got a new caller right now. 4722 just called in. Hey, caller, where you calling from? I got to give him a chance to hear the prompts. 4722 caller, where you calling from? 4722. They got to go through the prompts real quick.
Hey, this is calling from Chicago.
Okay. Oh, south side, west side,
From Chicago.
south side.
Yeah, South Side.
Okay, what you got to talk
Yes,
about,
sir.
sir? Let me hear what you got to talk about. Go ahead, sir.
There's only one way to end violence. There's only one way to end violence.
Well,
and
let's
the
hear
thing
it.
is, we have to unite humanity. We have to unite humanity. There's only one way to unite humanity. Is for humanity to have a common enemy. For us, the common enemy of humanity is the intent to cheat humanity. It's about a mindset. It's not about the gun. It's about the mindset of the person with the gun. If you have the intent to cheat humanity, you are being intent to cheat humanity. That sounds like BITCH to me. What we need to do is what Jesus said we would do. He said, the things you see me do, you shall also do in greater. So I prayed on that and asked, who could have done anything greater than Jesus? Well, the prayer came back. Only the Father God could have done anything greater. So what did he do? Well, he made Jesus in his own image. And he put all sin, past, present, and future, on one image. Okay? And the word says where sin abounds, grace superabounds. So we're supposed to do what God did and Jesus did. There are many of us who understand that we are gods on earth. And the word said, let us make man in our image. And we're going to place on it every evil imagination, every evil image in the nation on one cursed word. That one cursed word, the biggest curse word in the world, and the biggest curse word is witch. It is because there's men and women in every race. We need to use that word and put every evil imagination on one word, and then we lift it up and crucify it, which is an advertising campaign. It tells us what this looks like. This is the mode of operation of those intent to cheat humanity. You can see them coming. You can see their intent because everyone on the planet is selfish and insecure by nature.
Brother, let me ask you a question. How old are you?
Everybody is selfish, insecure by nature. Okay.
Brother, how old are you?
59.
You're 59?
60.
You okay.
I will be 60. I'll be 60.
Okay. All right. So do you see this place that you're talking about, where all us united as one? Do you think that would ever happen here on earth?
Well, the thing is,
I'm just answering the question,
the word
brother.
says that flesh. Yes. Flesh can't inherit the earth. I mean, flesh cannot inherit heaven because we see too much bitterness from where we've been. We can never see all of us living together because somebody has done us wrong. So we carry this bitterness. The only way to unite humanity is to go. The way to see the promised land is to go there first.
Okay.
To go there first and see where no man is harming any other man. You got to imagine it. You got to conceive it before you can achieve it. So there's no man harming any other man. And everybody's helping everybody else because we all have one enemy and we all despise that one enemy. It looks like every one of us. It could be any one of us. But the intent of this person is about itself. It's selfish.
Let me just say something, brother. Let me just say something. There's an enemy that's within and there's an enemy that's without. So we listen, we have enemies though. Trust me. It ain't just one. It's people. You have other human beings that try to wipe out another race. And I'm not going to sit up here and pretend like that they're not trying to do that. They are doing that. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. It's hard to love somebody properly when you know they're trying to kill you. Come on, that's a human instinct. It's hard to love somebody when you know that they're trying to kill you and wipe you off the face of this earth. It's hard, brother. It's hard.
That's right, and that's why King said to turn the other cheek. And that's why
everybody ain't turning the other cheek, brother.
It's about nonviolence.
Brother.
I'm not saying no. Hold on. I'm not saying that. It's about understanding. If I understand the motivations of another person, then I won't have to react emotionally about what they do. I'll be able to act accordingly to what they do.
Let me just say something, brother.
If I see somebody that's trying to harm me,
brother, hold on. Let me just say something, brother.
Yes, sir.
Now, come on now. Listen. Now, that same Bible that you've been quoting and reading out of it, he said it's a time to cry, it's a time to die, it's time to go to war, it's time to refrain from war. It's all that. So it's a time for everything. Everything ain't peace, brother. Everything is not peace. If God give us a land,
we're supposed to make heaven on earth.
Right. Okay.
We're supposed to,
But listen, brother, if God gave man dominion over everything, what do we got dominion over as a black man? What we ruling over? Nothing. Let's be honest, brother. Come on, brother. Let's be honest.
Dominion to the women. We gave our dominion to the women.
Brother.
Gave it to
now,
the
come
women.
on now, brother. Now, there you go. Come on now, bro. Come on, brother. Come on now. Come
You
on
know
now.
what?
We can't even control our women.
This is exactly why we're in the condition that we are in. This is the exact reason. I don't care about other humanity because they don't care about my people. This is about power. Power and control. This is what this is all about. And we're always talking. These people are not trying to get together with us.
No, you're right. And we need to be bigger than them. We can't do what they do because what they do won't work either.
It's working on us.
So that families prosper.
It don't work.
I don't care about these other
humans. Gun laws, all the gun laws and all of the police,
brother,
all of the money will not help the situation.
Brother, let me just say something, brother.
You don't pass.
Don't listen, brother. No, listen, brother. Let me just say this to you, brother. Listen. Everybody don't believe in the book that you just quoting, okay? I'm just telling you. Everybody don't believe in the Bible. Everybody don't believe in God. Okay, brother? All right. I'm just letting you know.
Absolutely.
I just want to let you know. And we know the same, that same Bible that you quoting from, you know the English language wasn't around when the Bible was written. You know that. You know, and I know that. You know Adam and Eve are Englishmen's name.
Say the same thing. You're right.
You know that, brother. Okay,
I can
so
say the same thing without using the Bible.
Right.
I can do the same thing without using the Bible. You don't have to believe in this.
Right.
You have to believe in the Bible at all. But the enemy.
We don't believe in turning the other cheek.
No,
that's
brother.
the problem.
Okay, well,
we don't all that turning the other cheek. No, we're not turning. If you slap me on one cheek, let me just say this. But let me just say this one thing, brother. If you slap me on one side of my cheek, you best believe that I'm about to slap you right back. I'm not turning around so you can slap the other side. That's just human nature.
I understand.
So
okay, when we at war, we fight.
That's it.
When we at war, we fight. That's it. That's all.
So you telling me, brother?
I'm not gonna get slapped either, but the thing is,
brother, hold it. I'm gonna let you talk. So you telling me that dogs got teeth and they bite? Cats got claws and they scratch. Eagles got wings and claws. They hunt and all that. Come on, brother. Listen, that peace stuff ain't get us nowhere, brother. Nowhere.
So we got guns and we kill each other.
Right.
We got guns, so we kill each other.
Listen. You ain't listen, brother. You don't have to kill nobody with a gun. You can hate somebody. You just as guilty as a murderer, brother. Hating people.
Right. That's right.
Come on, brother. Come on,
hey, right. Even if it's another race, even if it's another race, even if it's another denomination, nothing that separates us can bring us together.
Hold on, brother. Let me see. There's
nothing
not one man.
Bring us together.
Let me say something, older man. There's not one man on the face of earth that I say I can hate, but I hate where the white man treat us. I hate where the Mexicans treat us. I hate it. And I know who my enemy is. I'm not confused about that. Without a doubt. Trust me.
You know why they're our enemy? You know why? You know why? The reason why they are our enemy is because they are insecure. No matter what we do, they're going to be insecure about us. We're insecure about other things. Everybody on the planet is looking for security, no matter what you call it. Some people call it money. Some people call it cars, women, guns, whatever. People feel more secure when they have these things because we are all insecure. We are all motivated by selfish insecure nature. I think it's about nature.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's nature, not insecure nature. Just it's either you good or you bad. And some people, believe it or not, in their DNA code, in their DNA. But brother, just let me finish. I've been quiet for you.
Go ahead.
In their DNA, there's something in their DNA that won't let them do right. And this is scientific. It's not nothing that I'm saying. This is nature.
I've done wrong for a lot of my life.
Sir, are you going to let her talk, sir? She listened to you.
Brother, I'm not.
Yeah, but
brother, let her talk.
I'm
Let her
not
talk.
saying that.
Go ahead, sister.
I'm not going to get all off into it, but trust and believe me when I tell you, the root of this is nature. God made us one way, and a lesser God made them another way. And that's why they cannot and never will treat you the way that you should be treated. On the other hand, Black people, we'll let anybody in. We're going to love on everybody. We, you know, as you know, they taught us to hate ourselves. That's not who we are. This is learned behavior. By nature, we are righteous people. We are not the savage people that they portray us to be. We are godly people. That is our nature. Okay? But on the other hand, you have the opposition whose nature is to do evil deeds. They can't do nothing but that. Now you do find some, but let me just finish. You do find some that understand their nature and they try to overcome it. They work every day to be better, you know, and the same thing that we must do because we have adopted their ways. Okay? Yes. So I'm telling you the honest to God truth. It's about nature.
I agree with everything.
It's we must reconnect. We must reconnect to God and reconnect to our righteous nature. And God is doing away with them every day. Every day, their numbers they're dropping because they were only meant to stay here for a limited amount of time, and their time is up. Yeah. That's what it is. Their time is up, and this is our time, and that is why you see us rising up, claiming our throne once again. We are retaking our planet, okay, and that's nothing for nobody to fear. Because Black people are righteous rulers. We are righteous rulers. We're not out to get nobody or mistreat nobody. It's not in our nature. Like I said, this is what we're seeing playing out in our communities right now is learned behavior from being under an unrighteous ruler for so long. Right. We went through slavery. We watched them beat us. Kill us, cheat us to alligators, hang us from trees, sodomize our men, and all types of things. We have been traumatized. We have been traumatized. And so now we are coming up out of that, little by little. It may not seem that way. Little by little, we're coming up out of that. We are reconnected to the God inside of us. Because by nature, we're righteous people. Our children out here that's acting up, they're hurt and they're misguided.
We got a new caller, y'all.
They're hurt and they're misguided.
We got a new caller.
Hurt. Understand that they are hurt, and they are hurt because, as Sister Doris always says it, our parents left us something. What have we left for them? Nothing. So that's enough to hurt your feelings.
We got a new caller, y'all. New caller.
I digress.
We got a new caller. A new caller. New caller 0123. New caller. Come on, they've been holding on for 6 minutes. New caller. Where you calling from?
Oh.
Yes, you.
I'm calling from Chicago, Martin.
Okay. What you want to talk about? What's your question? Yeah.
Well, I really don't. I have a question and an answer.
Okay, well, go ahead. Go ahead with it.
It's just hard for us to see the future when we study looking behind us. I mean, every time I hear Black folks talk, we talk about slavery, things that happened in the 1940s.
Come on, brother. Oh my God.
Half
That's right.
No, I'm not done, man. I'm not done.
Go ahead.
Hold
I ain't
on.
gonna cut you off. Go ahead.
Didn't even endure that. We heard stories about it, or we probably heard ancestors that went through that. Okay, and what's the difference between the KKK and a gang? A group of people, she said, it's learned behavior that was taught to hate a different set of people. That ain't no different than what we're doing on this phone, man. We basically teach each other to hate white people. That's it.
Brother, ain't nobody hating no white people.
You know what?
Where you get that from, brother?
No.
Where you get that from, brother?
I totally disagree with you.
Thank you.
Totally disagree with you.
Thank you.
I will say again, we are in the condition that we are in because we are always trying to protect this white man.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what he does, how he does it. And as I said, if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, everything else will be confusing to you. And that's what I have heard from these callers tonight. You do not understand the system that we live under. Nobody is talking about hating anyone. We're talking about protecting ourselves. We're talking about demanding from these various governments to give to us what we are owed. If we are taxpayers, if you have a $9.3 billion education budget, you got 21% of the teachers who are black, and white people only make up 33% of the city. The white children population in the school system is about 10%. So all we're saying, we are telling you, we want equity. It doesn't have anything to do with hating anyone. We want equity. Black people do not have equity in this country. So that's why we have the unemployment that we have in these communities. And that's why we did this forum, to connect the economics to what is happening to us. Poor housing or no housing, poor schools or no schools. This is what is happening to us in this city. And it doesn't have anything to do with hate. It's about power. It's about black people getting what we deserve. We built this country. Everybody is getting.
May I?
Hold on, sir.
May I ask
Hold on, sir.
Let me tell you one of the first things that was traded on the New York Stock Exchange, which is where white people have made so billions and trillions of dollars. But one of the first things that they did on that New York Stock Exchange, they traded our ancestors, men, women, and children. Why America is rich. America is rich because of that transatlantic slave trade. Off our backs. We talk about. I don't give a damn about these white people, but I do care about my people. And if I can stop these crackers from if I can help them keep their feet off my people's necks, I'm going to do it. Then we come talking about hating white people. Hell, they're not that important for me to hate. It's about our mere survival. It's about what are we leaving our children. They did a study a couple years ago up in Boston, Massachusetts. The average wealth of black people, $8. White folks, $240,000. We're talking about economics. We're talking about survival.
If I get a job, that don't make me love anyone anymore. I'm going to be a look.
Sir, listen. Let me just say this, y'all. Let me just say something.
Oh.
Go and tell the Jews to forget the Holocaust. Tell them to stop going in the past and see what happened to you.
Thank you.
Go tell the Jews that.
Didn't happen in America.
Why we as black people, we gotta stop.
We
gotta forget slavery. We gotta forget Jim Crow. People that refuse to learn their history are bound to make the same mistakes twice. You be a fool not to know your history. That's the truth. That is the truth. So don't ever let nobody don't ever let nobody talk you out of your history. Our history is important. When the white man arrests you, what he do? He go in your background. He pull it up. Everything you've done in this life.
Say it, Martin.
He pull it up. You tell them that. Don't tell another black man and
Say
woman
it, Martin.
forget the past.
Say it.
We're not going to forget the past. You fed our mothers and our
Say it.
sisters and our daughters to alligators. You hung black boys and girls on trees. You burnt them alive. How can we forget
Say it.
that? I got to say that,
Say
people,
that.
because I'm just
And
so
like you
upset.
said, they would never say that to a Jew.
Never.
They would never say that to
Never.
a Jewish person to forget the Holocaust.
Right.
But they'll look at us in the face and tell us that's the past.
Right.
We should move on. Yeah, I tell you what, when you fix it and you repair it and give us our reparations so we can move on, maybe that's a thought. But right now, we're going to
We have
deal
to
with
fix it. They don't have the mindset to fix it. They don't have
You know
the
what,
mindset.
brother?
It's up to us. It's up to us.
I will
It's up
say
to us.
again, that's why we're in the condition that we're in. We're not leaving our children anything, nothing, but this
That's right.
nonsense.
And we're not caring. We're not caring for each other. We're only caring for each other.
Holocaust
Brother,
happened here,
brother.
but you would think it happened here the way these Jews about it. If you don't, why do you think they're trying to take our history out of these books if that history is not important? If it were not important, they wouldn't be trying to do revisionist history. That's what they're doing all over America.
Yeah.
And
Hey,
Sister
brother,
Doris,
brother,
Sister Doris.
let me,
And on top of that, Sister Doris, guess what else they doing? That you know what they doing also with those Jews? They're paying them. They pay Israel big money. Big money. But then every time black people, but I'm saying every time black people bring up reparations, they gotta start talking about a study.
Mhm.
Now it's a study. It's a
Mhm.
study. And see, now they tricking us right now in California. They saying they're gonna give the people over there money. Evanston said they're gonna give up some money. I think New York talking about it. But see, black people need to understand that you're being tricked by the devil once again. You're being bamboozled because reparations does not only have to include money, it has to include land. And reparations, honestly, is only supposed to be paid to a nation, not individuals. It's supposed to be paid to a nation, a government, as they are doing with Israel, as they're doing with Japan.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? So California said it straight up. This is a one-time thing. We're going to give you all this check and that's it. But see, that's what their mouths say. God got something else in store for them. And the only reason why they're taking this serious right now is because, like Minister Farrakhan always tell them, watch the weather. America is under judgment. Her whole country is being curtailed. California is flooded. The East Coast is flooded. The Southern Coast is flooded. We got tornadoes ripping through here in December and January. God is upset. And he's telling America it's time for her to release his people.
Mhm.
It's time for us to have a land of our own. It's time for them to make good on our 40 acres and our mule. However, but we are not going to walk away empty-handed. We're going to come out with substance, just the way the book says we will.
Mhm.
He says, come out.
Mhm.
Come out.
I believe
Yeah.
So
let
it's
me-
time for us to come out, and black people need to understand that. It's time for us. See, you think you're free, but you're really being held captive.
Mhm.
You're being held
we need to
captive.
train that
And it's for their protection. It's for their protection. They're holding us because they think that God is not going to destroy them as long as we're there. But guess what? If we don't make up our minds that we're coming out, God gonna wipe all of us out.
Hey, let me
I'm
say
here
something.
to tell you that.
Let me say,
As a
Sister
matter
Erica.
of fact, God sent me to tell you that.
Let me say this. Let me say
Yes,
that.
sir.
For those of you out there that's claiming that I'm spewing hate or whatever, you can say whatever you want. I love black people. I love being black, and I wouldn't listen. If I can die and come back again, I'll be black. And let me say something. Why is it when we have a serious conversation about dialogue, some of you get along, go along, Negroes, you get afraid because of your white mates, because of your white bosses and all that? Listen, don't.
Exactly.
Listen, I'm not afraid of none of that. Trust me.
Exactly.
Trust me. There's one thing you can't
Exactly.
put. I'm not gonna let you put fear in me. Have me afraid to talk. I'm gonna tell the truth and shame the devil on here. We're going to speak and tell the truth. When you listen, when you tell the truth, you undress a dressed up lie. That's what we're doing here. And they know, white people, any white person that's on this live right now, they know that we're telling the truth. This conversation is only scary to the people that have done us wrong, and they know it. And they know if we come in power, they are afraid. They are afraid that we might do what they have done to us, to them. They are afraid. And they know that white Jesus that they gave us is not real. They know it. That white man with that long hair and the blue eyes, that's the devil. You know, that's a facade. They know it. They know it ain't real. They know it. That's why they gave us that image, so we can look at them as God, being God. Now, I'm not saying Jesus never exists. I'm not saying he never exists.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that.
You know, I came through the civil rights movement. I came through the civil rights movement, and we made a lot of progress. We did, but we fought to get where we are. But then, for the last 50 years, we have been going backward. Mm-hmm. We are losing everything that we gained. They're trying now as much as possible to do away with affirmative action, and the white woman benefited from that more than one. Mm-hmm. All these immigrants and that are coming into this country, they are using the laws that we got passed to help them. Black folks get these laws passed, not immigrants, Black people. We opened the doors for everybody to come into this country, and no one has ever said, thank you, Black people. And then we have people coming on this radio station talking about we are teaching hate. Well, what about this white man's hate? What is he teaching? And you can see what he's teaching by the action of them, the governmental policies. Why are you not talking about the hate that white people is spewing, has spawned for the last 500 years? It's really sad to hear people in 2020, Black people in 2023, defending this white supremacy, defending this racism. And do not accept what these people are saying. If you do, you will not make it. You will, instead of us trying to we're trying to show Black people. We're trying to show Black people the connection between the economics and where we are today in Chicago and all over this country. And we don't even seem to think that we deserve it. We don't think that we.
That's how it seems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's how it seems.
Let that brother say something.
We're not supposed to say anything about this.
Sister, let the brother say something.
Has been rewritten 100 and.
I'm not trying to say.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead, brother.
I'm not trying to say that you're spewing hate. I'm not trying to say that you're spewing hate. I'm saying that we cannot use the same motivation that they use against us, against them.
I'm not concerned about. I am only concerned about and fighting back, fighting anyone and anything that's trying to do harm to my people. I don't care.
I understand that. I agree with you, but
you know what you're saying. There's no logic. There's no logic.
Sister Doris, let him talk. Let him talk. He's been patient. Let him talk.
We have a different way of fighting. We don't have to have a weapon to fight. We are
weapon, brother.
Weapons. We don't have to have a weapon to fight. The unity of us is stronger than any weapon that they have. The thing is, we have to come together.
Amen.
And the only way we can come together is to categorize all types of violence as one enemy. Domestic violence, gun violence, armed violence, anytime
we
one person has the intent.
Talking about violence.
I got quiet.
Congress started off talking about economics and Black people not getting their fair share of the economics in this country. We never have. We have never fair share. Okay, well then if you agree with and all this other stuff you're talking about.
Take the picture a little further. Now, if more Black people got jobs, Do you think that would help the people that didn't have jobs? Or do you think the people that didn't have jobs were victims? Do you think that they were victimized?
Some of the unemployment. It would cut down on some of the unemployment in this city.
But we would get victimized by the ones that don't have. You still a separation between.
No, I don't. I don't.
We don't care. We don't care about.
And I'm not going to tell you to spew this venom out here, but all of us, some of us being victimized, all of us have not been victimized. We're talking about economics. Black folks don't want to talk about economics, but these people are taking your tax dollars and giving it all to Ukraine and everybody else. And here we are sleeping under the viaducts here in the city of Chicago. Our children are being miseducated here in the city of Chicago. All kinds of things are happening to us. Ago. And here you're okay. One of y'all, okay, Sister Doris, because y'all can't talk together now. Come on, come on. Somebody,
let him talk, Sister Doris, because he's been patient. I give it to him. He's been patient. Come on, brother. Come on. We're gonna hear you out. And I'm gonna give you, brother. I'm gonna give you two
jobs. Is not gonna change the mindset.
Okay.
It's not gonna change our mindset. Because we have a job. We're not going to care for other people because we have economic a job. It's not about the job. It's about our mindset before we even get it. If I get a job and I still don't want to help nobody because now I need what I want for me. I have ambitions for me. I have, keeping up with the Joneses for me. And now I have a job. And now, people will victimize me if I get caught slipping. Somebody going to take mine. Because everybody wants some. It's not about the job. We still won't have racism within the black race because people will raise different. Racism is
brother,
that is not true.
Brother, ain't no truth in it. Black people can't be racist, brother.
Say that.
Black people can't be racist, brother, you need to go read some books, man. I'm old timer, no disrespect, brother. You need to do some history, brother. Because you way off, brother. You way off, brother. I'm gonna let you talk. Brother. But you way off, brother. You've been watching too much Discovery Channel or something. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
I don't do that.
Come on, bro.
Man, talk.
Go ahead, brother.
I don't know what you're disagreeing with, but we're all trying to unite together, right? I mean, how many humanities were created? Wasn't it only one? Adam was not just a human. He was
tell it to the white man. Tell it to the white man.
Tell it to the white man, brother.
From somewhere.
Go tell that to the white man.
If his name wasn't Adam,
that's why we're in the condition that we're in.
Yeah, brother. Go tell that story to the white man.
What do you say?
Come on, brother. Come on, go tell that story to the white man, bro. You think the white man looking at us as being equal to them? Do you think that they know who we are? We just don't know who we are.
He said that our unity is powerful. That's it.
That's it. That's the only good thing I got from that brother. The greatest thing on this country. I got that from that brother. That's the best statement he made.
How do we come together? How do we come together? We try to say we have strength when we all hate the white.
We have to get. You asked the question. I'm gonna answer it for you. Sister Doris, I'm gonna answer it. I'm ready to answer it for you. The way we come together is, first off, we have to get knowledge of self. And then we have to get knowledge of God, which is still knowledge of self. And then we must know our enemy. See, once you know who you are and you know who your enemy is, it's going to be easy for you to unite with like-minded people.
That's right. I agree. And the thing is to assimilate like-minded people. And if we don't want to harm another human, or, I say I don't want to harm another human. Some people say they don't care about nobody but black. And they don't.
You're absolutely right.
What's wrong with that? Is that a sin? Hold on, brother.
I don't think
hey, brother. Hold on, brother. Is something wrong with that sister only caring about blacks? Because she only cares about blacks, that don't mean she hate other people. Is anything wrong with that?
I'm saying that's the same thing the white man did. That's the same thing the white man did. Only care for white. It ain't gonna work.
What's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with white people caring for white people?
It's the same thing that
Listen,
the white
brother,
man did. We
listen.
cannot use their system.
Brother, there's nothing wrong with a white person caring for another white person, brother. What's wrong with that? Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We cannot use their system, brother.
Come on, brother. Come on, man.
Self-preservation
Come on,
is
brother.
the first law in nature.
Thank you.
Didn't Dr. King say his dream he saw white, black, red,
Yeah,
yellow?
guess
all
what?
of us
Guess
together?
what, brother?
Didn't Dr. King
Hey,
say
listen,
that?
listen.
And he was dreaming.
He was dreaming too.
Oh,
no,
man,
what they-
I see the dream.
That's
I
dream.
can see the dream.
Where you
What
see
the
it at?
white man did with Dr.
Listen, hold on.
King's speech, he
Hey,
turned it around to benefit self.
Doris,
I can
Sister
see the
Doris,
dream.
let me
I
say
can see the
something.
dream.
Let me
Listen
say
to
something. Let me say something. Let
the
me just say.
Riverside Church in New York.
Let me say something, Sister
Speeches
Doris.
just before he died.
Let me say something. Let me just say something. Let me say something. Martin Luther King was viewed to white people as a criminal. They put the FBI to tap his phone and all
And a
that.
threat.
They was not in love with Dr. Martin Luther King. People,
Dr.
quit
King,
it.
they were not.
Quit
Right.
it. Stop it. Stop it. They was not in love with Dr. Martin Luther King. They was plotting that man death. Why you here? Hold on.
They
Hold on.
killed him.
They killed him, brother.
Because they wasn't in love with him because he was uniting us. That's why they didn't love him, because he was bringing us together. And the more we got together, the more power we had.
Yes, I agree with that.
So, yeah, of course they don't love him.
Right, of course. And,
I mean, when you're trying to do right, and people don't like it, you know what they come from. They don't want to see you come up. They don't want to see you get no breaks.
well,
They don't want to see you get up.
I want to point out one of Dr. King's greatest mistakes.
It's easy to fight.
One of his greatest mistakes, I would say, Dr. King did was integrating us with the white people. That was one of the wrongest. And look at us economically right now.
Amen.
That was one of his great. Now, don't get me wrong. I
I'm
respect
not
Dr. Martin Luther King.
Same thing.
I mean, look at our communities now.
And you know what, Martin?
Do the same thing.
Go ahead, Sister Doris. Go
Before
ahead.
Dr. King died, I'm kind of paraphrasing. Before Dr. King died, he said, and I think he said he had led his people into a burning house or a burning bush. Dr. King realized before he died what integration had done to us. He saw it before he died.
And you know what?
And it was
When
a
he
bad
changed his
Are
mind
you
is
saying it was a bad thing?
when he changed his mind. Let me. I'm gonna tell you. When he changed his mind, he had met with the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
True.
Because the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that integration is a sin. He said integration is a sin. Okay? We are supposed to be separated. Let me tell you something. If you go and read your Bible, because you've been talking about the Bible, if you know, since we started. In the beginning, hold on, brother. Just hold on.
Brother.
Let's show a little discipline. Just a little discipline. A little discipline.
Go ahead. You
just
got the
a little
flow. I
discipline.
muted him. Go ahead.
In the beginning, God, he separated everything. He separated the water from the sky, the firmament. He separated the beasts of the land. He separated the insects to each to his own. He separated everything, the day from the night. You know, he separated, and he separated the tribes. He gave every tribe their own land, and he said that is their inheritance. Okay? We're not supposed to be all intermingled up. That is just not the way God set this thing up. He made each tribe to have, each people to have a mate of their own. He made them male and female. That's what the book said. Okay? You mate with people that's in your image and after your likeness, not something other than you. So if in the beginning God separated us, we should be separated today. The reason why things are all crazy is because all of us are trying to force our will on each other. White people want to live one way and they want to stay on top. Black people want to live one way and we want to be on top. And we shall. The tail will be the head, and the head will be the tail. So you got to understand that we are on the way of being the head. They are on the way down. This is what God said, not what Sister Erica said.
Okay.
Okay?
Listen,
This is what God said. God does not want us to be all intermingled and, all of this nonsense. No, it's going to always be some friction because it's always somebody's going to have to play a part of being superior, and somebody's going to have to play the part of inferior. Now, what part are you going to play? I'm not playing no inferior role. I'm not playing inferior roles for nobody.
Okay, Sister Erica, we're going to close it out. We've been on here 2 hours. Ain't nobody else talking but you and Sister Doris.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Y'all go. That's it for everybody. I blocked everybody out. And you guys give us the last comments and stuff like that, whatever you want to say. And that's it. No more questions. Okay, go ahead.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you bringing us on. We went and we all lost into all other things, but it was a good discussion. And, I appreciate live, uncut, unedited truth any day. Thank you, brother, and I love you.
Love you too, sister.
Brother Martin, I really do appreciate having this opportunity to speak to the public. And it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate, but our people do not want to be free. Our people do not. Some of our people do not want to be free, and there's too many of them. They don't want to hold people accountable, because in order to hold people accountable, you've got to get up and do some work like what we did over the weekend. There was a lot of planning went in. And what we were presenting to our people and trying to get our people to understand that this economics is extremely important for survival in this country. Since we're talking about the people coming over here, that's why they're coming over here, because they don't have those opportunities in those countries. But I refuse to sit by and watch and allow the United States government to take care of everybody else, but they have never taken care of the descendants of enslaved Black men and women. You cannot make it in this world without economics. All these various agencies that I spoke about. If all of these agencies had 30% Black people working, this unemployment in Chicago would be much lower than it is in the Black community. In some communities here in Chicago, unemployment is 25%, 60%. That's what we're hurting from. A lack of just jobs and opportunities. And as I said earlier, we spend $1.3 trillion. Only 2% of that goes back to Black businesses. All over Chicago in the Black community, you have everybody with the business but us. They will hire their children, and they will tell you, I have to hire my children. I can't hire you. But we're in the heart of the Black community making a living. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And until we start making that connection, we are going to continue to be in the condition that we're in. And if we don't demand something, tell these politicians, this is what you're going to do if you want our vote. That's why they come to the Black community, or they don't come to the Black community, and they just do not take us seriously, because we don't take ourselves seriously. So I'm hoping that we can continue to do what we're doing. And this is for the young people. Young people, you have power. Don't hold your head down. This is your land. The Chicago is yours. America is yours, because your ancestors fought and died in order for us to have it. And one other point on that Holocaust, the Holocaust happened in Germany. It did not happen in America, but you would think it happened in America, the way they push it. We're the only people who don't seem to think that we should take care of ourselves first. Oh my God, may God help us.
I'm telling you. And listen, people,
That's all I have.
Listen, let me just say this. I want to say this too before you guys go. Let me say this. Listen, if Hispanics, Venezuelans were so great, why did they stay in their own country and build up if they such hard workers? I just want to throw that out at y'all, though. As Black Americans.
Yeah, why didn't they build up their hometown?
That's all I'm saying. If they such hard workers,
why didn't they stay there?
Why?
They fled. They fled.
They fled. Listen, we've been hung,
Martin, now, you
lynching,
remember
all
what
them
I
things.
said earlier?
And listen, we still here. We
Yeah.
still here. We
Yeah.
never left this country in mass numbers.
Yeah.
Never left this country.
Never.
We still here.
Yeah.
Still fighting.
Yeah.
Still pushing. Still
Yeah.
crying. Still
Yeah.
protesting. Still
Yeah.
marching. And a
Yeah.
lot of us, like Sister Doris said,
Yeah.
she have her own individual success. She don't have to do this. She can be enjoying her great-grandchildren.
Yeah.
You know, hey, she can be doing a lot of, she's straight.
Mhm.
She don't have to work no more. She's straight. But she
Yeah.
love her people. And she's willing to go out here
And I have a
educate.
grandson, 23 years old. There is not a day that goes by that I don't think about the fact that he could be shot down like a rabid dog.
Mm-hmm.
2023.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing that was going on when I was 23 growing up in Mississippi, as a child growing up in Mississippi. We have gone backward. They're doing the same things, and I've heard Minister Farrakhan say so many times, they have no more use for us. That's why they're bringing these people in here.
That's right. That's right. We're too
And these people
educated
are
for them
not-
now. We're
People
too
are
educated.
not going to fight the system of race.
We are too educated. Say that, Martin.
We're too educated for them. We know
Yep.
too much. They can't use us. Don't you know America
know too
spends
much.
billions of dollars to keep us from not knowing? Knowing what? Information. They spend
Absolutely.
billions of
That's
dollars
right.
to keep us from not knowing. But we got sisters
They
smart
cut
as
our
yourself.
ancestors' hands off from getting knowledge.
Mhm. Mhm.
I mean, if we
Yeah,
hate them,
so
if I
that's,
hate them,
you know-
I have every reason in the book to hate them. If I hate them,
Right. Well, you know what? Let me just say this, and I want y'all to do the research. All hate ain't bad either. I'm gonna just say that too, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
It
And let
sure
you think
isn't.
about it.
hate is one of the emotions.
Mm-hmm.
Hate is one of the emotions. So what are we
Yeah.
trying to get rid of?
I'm gonna tell you like this. Let you know that they want to speak from the book. God said He hates. God don't love
Sure.
evil. He hates evil.
Now, thank
So
you.
if you want to put that on somebody, let's take it to God, okay? And He is a God of war.
Mm-hmm.
So don't tell me I shouldn't be fighting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Self-preservation is the first law of nature.
Mm.
If our people are not taken care of, we can't worry about somebody else.
Mm.
And like you said, Martin, they had a whole country over there. If
Mhm.
they were dissatisfied, this is what we're taught.
Mm.
If you're dissatisfied, you force change.
Mhm.
You don't come over here and drop them off in Woodlawn and put the burden on me.
Mhm.
Well, we're trying to get some land
Mhm.
and get our own country. And here you left a whole country because you got dissatisfied instead of you hooking up with some like-minded people and forcing change over there.
Mhm.
Come on. And then y'all want to
And I
come
wanna
over
say-
here and help to oppress us? No. No. Mm-mm.
To the immigrants, this is our country. We built it, and we will challenge you every step of the way when you get in our way and join that system of racism and white supremacy. We will fight you like a rattlesnake. This is our country. Our ancestors built this country. You've only been here, the immigrants have only been here 35 or 40 years.
Mhm.
We built the doggone country.
Mm-hmm. That's it. That's it. And I'm gonna
But
leave
when
it
you
at
don't
that.
know that history,
Thank
you
you,
talk.
Martin.
Thank you, ladies. Y'all was so beautiful. We got
Like,
to do
I
another one
really
of these,
did enjoy
ladies.
it. We'll have to do it again.
We're gonna have to do it again.
In fact,
'cause-
it needs to be done.
yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
And we'll talk on the phone later. So thank you, ladies. I'm gonna end it right here. This is live, uncut, unedited. I want to thank my beautiful guests. I want to thank those that came in on the panel, even though we may not agree with you, but thank you for just calling in and having the courage enough to call in. And people, don't ever let no one tell you not to forget your history, where you come from. Don't ever do that. Don't ever. I don't want to ever hear
Say
you
that.
say that. And the one thing that brother said that I agree with him, I always said the greatest nuclear bomb in the world is the unity of black people all around these countries, all around the world. That's the greatest
That's
nuclear
right.
bomb in the world. And
That's
we ain't
right.
got to we ain't got to shoot a bullet.
Thank you, Martin.
We ain't got to
That's
shoot a
right.
sword or do nothing. If we get that unity, oh my God, it's over with.
Right.
Yeah.
Thanks. All right,
It's
sister, I'm
over.
gone.
It's over.
It's over.
Yeah.
I'm
All
in this.
right,
I
love you.
love you too.
Peace.
Love both
You,
of you guys.
Martin. Thanks.
No problem. Thank you guys.